Bronco fans, what's going on? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, ready to walk you through the latest news and rumors around Denver. Before I get into today's show this channel a little bit of love. Me, Tom Downey, Harrison Graham, Sam Brown, we work our freaking tails off, and we want to be able to provide you guys with some free videos. To get more videos, we need more subscribers, so if you could, please go ahead and subscribe. Vic Fangio, is he a bad head coach? CBS Sports ranked every single NFL head coach entering the 2021 season. Fangio came in ranked number 25. Anytime that you're basically in the bottom 7 of any category when you're talking about 32 NFL teams, usually not a good thing. So therefore, CBS thinks that Vic Fangio is not a very good head coach. He's entering his third year with the Denver Broncos, and it's not been very good thus far. Sure, there's been a lot of injuries. There's also been some young quarterback play, but in 3 years, he got 12 wins, 20 losses. It's one of the biggest reasons why when people talk about which head coach could be the very first head coach fired or which head coach has got on the hottest seat, it's why Fangio's name comes up a lot. So what I did is I did a little digging here, and I found the highest odds of the first head coach to be fired. At plus 750, tied with Fangio, you got Mike McCarthy, and then obviously the Broncos head coach. I mean, anytime you're coming off a year at the down year in Dallas, people are going to be really, really fired up about it. Matt Nagy at plus 850. John Gruden, even though he's got 6 years basically of 6 guaranteed years, $60 million on his contract, he's plus 1,000. And then Mike Zimmer of the Minnesota Vikings. So here's why CBS decided to put Fangio at number 25. He's still a top-notch defensive mind, which I 100% agree with, and Denver has the pieces to be even better on that side of the ball this year. The problem is he's entering year 3 with no clear resolution at quarterback. And while Teddy Bridgewater raises the floor and or could reignite Drew Lock's potential, Fangio's also assembled a rather uninspiring offensive staff. It could be tough for him to last much longer in the AFC West. So what do y'all think about this grading here? Fangio as the 25th best head coach in the National Football League. If you love the grade, it's an A. If you like it, it's probably a B or C. We've all went to school. If you absolutely hate it, it's an F. To give you maybe a little bit more background information on some of the other coaches that were ranked in the bottom, most of these guys are first-year head coaches. David Culley at number 32, Dan Campbell, 31 of the Detroit Lions, Zach Taylor, he's entering his second year with the Cincinnati Bengals, Robert Salah, his first year with the New York Jets, Urban Meyer goes from being in college football to an NFL analyst, or I guess just say a college football analyst, if you will, now to a head coach. Nick Sirianni, his first year. Joe Judge. You're just talking about a lot of new faces, even Brandon Staley. And then there's Vic Fangio in his third year, ranked at number 25. But if you notice the quote from Bleacher Report, they talked about not being able to last in the AFC West. So what I wanted to do is show you where some of the other coaches in this division ended up being ranked. And no surprise, Fangio is the one that's ranked dead last, so that's 25. Brandon Staley's 24. John Gruden of the Las Vegas Raiders comes in at 20. And Andy Reid at number 1 for the Kansas City Chiefs. So predict it. Will Fangio be the head coach of the Broncos next season? If he's tied for the highest odds to be the very first head coach fired, obviously if this is a bad year, could lead to some bad things. Am I the only Broncos person, in the world that thinks maybe if you get Aaron Rodgers, maybe get another quarterback, it's a lot different? Go down in the comments section, Y for yes, or type N for no. Make sure you guys stay up to date on everything going on this offseason, whether it's trades, whether it's free agency, all the updates going on around the Broncos. This channel is going to be able to keep you guys up to date to make sure that you don't miss anything. Not only hit that subscribe button, there's a bell, literally looks like this underneath the channel here. You click that, turn on all your notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. Malik Reed is the best contract on the Denver Broncos. This is according to Bleacher Report. They wrote an article about the best value contract on every single NFL roster entering the 2021 season. Reed was picked for Denver, and he's earning just $855K in 2021. The biggest reason why this is intriguing for not just, I'll say, Bronco fans, but also just NFL junkies like myself, is because Reed had a very good opportunity this past year. He's a young player getting ready to enter his third year, and anytime you're coming off a year with 8 sacks and you're making less than $1 million, that's pretty impressive. The biggest reason why Reed was able to take that next step and why he was to have a little bit of a breakout year, because obviously there was no Von Miller. Von Miller's coming back. What does that necessarily mean for Reed? That still remains to be seen. In 2019 as a rookie in 15 games, 27 tackles, 27 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 5 QB hits, 2 sacks, 0 forced fumbles. And then in 2020, a better year, 53 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 17 quarterback hits, the 8 sacks, and then the 1 forced fumble. So we're going to play a game here. You guys have all played Madden, right, at some point in your life. We've all created a player. I don't think I ever made a guy less than 99 overall. But if you guys could, I want you to rate Malik Reed from a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being he's the worst player you've ever seen. I would say like 50 is failing still. 60 is, think of it as like a D grade. 70 is average. Anything over an 80 is good. Anything over a 90 is real, probably elite. So I'm probably going to go ahead and give him a 74 overall grade. He's coming off a good year. And a lot of players with 8 sacks, you could probably say that he maybe deserves a little bit of a higher grade. But it is only going to be his 3rd year. And the opportunity was there for him. Like, he had the opportunity, and he absolutely grabbed it. But how is his numbers going to look? How is he going to look on the field when you add Von Miller back into the equation? So here's what Bleacher Report had to say on Malik Reed and why he ended up getting picked. Expect Reed to be a key part of that rotation after the undrafted 24-year-old put up 8 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, and 17 quarterback hits as a sophomore in 2020. Reed might not have quite as many opportunities if Miller and Chubb remain healthy, but he put up those numbers for just $680K, and he's due just $855 in 2021. He edges out starting linebacker Josie Jewell, who they were basically talking about, the top contracts. Jewell was also the runner-up here, who racked up 113 tackles in a breakout 2020 campaign for less than $1 million. But he's going to carry a $2.4 million cap hit in the final season of his rookie contract. So would you guys have gone with Jewell or would you have gone with Reed? I'm not going to show the question up here on screen. I'm just going to ask you just like I am right now because I can understand it being Jewell simply because, let's face it, Jewell was a contract that we've talked about multiple times here on the show. So is Reed's contract the best in Denver? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Please go ahead and let me know down in the comments section. If you're typing your 1 for yes, then maybe we agree. If you are going to disagree, type 2 for no, but then also let me know which player on this Broncos team does have the best contract. So when I started the video, I said this. If you make it this far in the video, that means I'm doing something right, and that means that you should go ahead and subscribe. We're pumping out free videos for y'all the entire offseason. More subs equals more videos, so don't let this channel down.